There are 4 bands and 3 floats. The band must be in the first position. A band cannot follow a band. How many ways are there to line up the bands and the floats in the parade? All right, now I'm going to make a flow chart here. First, there are 4 plus 3 equals 7 positions to fill in the parade. All right, so we're going to actually talk about filling the positions. So we're going to start filling the first position. And I'll just make a comment that capital letters mean that we must use either the capital F-L-O-A-T or the capital B-A-N-D. We had no choice. We had to use either the float or the band when I write it in capital letters. But lowercase letters mean that we actually have a choice between the float or the band. Okay, starting with the first position. Well, it says that we have to start off with a band for the first position. So we'll put capital B-A-N-D, and there are 4, choose 1, because there are 4 and we're going to choose 1. For the second position, we have to put a float because 2 bands cannot follow each other. So it's 3 out of 3 possible floats, 3 choose 1. Now for the third position, we have a choice here. There's no reason why a band or a float must follow a float, so we use lowercase letters for the third position. Either lowercase band or a lowercase float. Now for the lowercase band, we have 3 choices and we have to choose 1, so it's 3 choose 1. For the lowercase floats, it's 2 choices and we're going to choose 1. Okay, now for the fourth position, we have to choose a float if it follows a band because 2 bands cannot follow each other. So that will be 2 choose 1 since there's only 2 floats left. And then for the other 3, fourth position, we had 2 choices here. 2 choices because we had a float and now we have the option of either a lowercase band or a lowercase float. If we choose the band, it's 3 choose 1. If we choose the float, lowercase float, it's 1 choose 1. We're out of floats on the bottom, by the way. Okay, so up on top, we're choosing the fifth position. We have to choose, or we can choose a band or a float because its previous position had a float. So lowercase band, we have 2 possible, so it's 2 choose 1, or lowercase float, 1 choose 1. So you see on that second line, we're out of floats now. For the next choice here, for 4, we have to choose a float, capital F-L-O-A-T, because it was a band before. And there's only 1 float left there, so it's 1 choose 1. We're finished with floats there. For the next fifth choice, we have to use a band only because there are no more floats available. So I put capital B-A-N-D, and that's going to be 3 choose 1. 3 choose 1 because there's 3 bands left. Okay, let's go up on top and make this choice for the 6th position. It has to be a float because it follows a band, and there's 1 choose 1 there. The next one has to be a band because there are no other floats left, so it's 2 choose 1. Then we have a band because there's no floats left. That's 2 choose 1. And then down below there we have a capital F float, and that's because it's following a band. But there's a problem. We cannot choose a float because there are no more floats, so I put an empty set, which means this path does not work. Back up to the top, going from the 6th to the 7th position, I must use a band on top because there's no more floats available. So yes, we do have a band available, 1 choose 1, to fill up our 7th position on the top. Now, for the next one down below, we have to use a float because there's no more, because it's following a band. But of course, there's no more floats available, so that's empty set. The next one's empty set because for the same reason, it has to be a float following a band, okay? And there are no more floats available, so that's empty set. So it looks like we only have 1 possible path, and that's the top path. The others all get us messed up because we run out of stuff before we get to the end. Okay, so thus the top path is our only possible answer. So let's take all of those different N choose R, they're called permutations, and let's multiply them together because we're going to fill the first position with 4 choose 1, and, which means multiply, we're going to choose the second position with 3 choose 1, and multiply the third position with 3 choose 1, and the fourth position with 2 choose 1 and, the fifth position with 2 choose 1 and, the sixth position with 1 choose 1 and, the seventh and last position with 1 choose 1. Let's go ahead and calculate those. Well, you know what? These are easy because I was told in the definition of n choose r that n choose 1 is just equal to 1. So n choose 1 is equal to n. Therefore, 4 choose 1 is equal to 4 times 3 choose 1 is equal to 3 times 3 choose 1 is equal to 3 times 2 choose 1 is equal to 2 times 2 choose 1 is equal to 2 times 1 times 1. Multiply those together, you get 12 times 12 times 1, which gives us a grand total of 144 ways to position the bands, and to fill the positions, I should say, to fill these 7 positions in the parade. And that's it.